Oh, so here we are at China, and we are getting ready for qualifying. But before that, I'll just show you I do have the next upgrade in development, and it is an aerodynamic upgrade. This one is a drag reduction upgrade, the streamlined suspension arms. This one here. That will then open the ultimate upgrade on the barge boards there. This one will put me ahead of Force India in the aerodynamic department. In fact, it may even put me ahead of Toro Rosso. That's of course assuming that they don't do any upgrades. The way Force India are going this season, it seems like they probably won't be. So yes, that's the one that I ended up doing. Of course, originally I was going for this one, the wiring loom weight reduction, but yeah, I don't actually know why I ended up going with the aerodynamic one, because of course the wiring loom one will also open a major upgrade. In fact, it will open two, because once I've got that one done, this one will be available, which improves tyre wear. This one, yeah, it is lighter wheels, so it is weight reduction, but it will also have an effect on tyre wear. And then once I've got this one done, it will leave the ultimate upgrade available for reducing tyre wear. Whereas here, well, I'll have this one, once I've got that one done, the engine cover, that will then open up this engine cover major upgrade, which will then, have another ultimate upgrade available. And then if we come back here, I'll have just one more minor, and then another major, and then another ultimate. So yeah, the wiring loom one would really open up a hell of a lot of major and ultimate upgrades. In fact, I'm wishing I had done that now. But I mean, there's the obvious drawback that in the major ones and the ultimates are more expensive, and while the major ones only take 2 weeks, which isn't so bad, the ultimates take 6 weeks at the moment, which is a fucking long time. And of course I have this major one already available to me, except it's a sort of dead end upgrade. I can't do anything else from there, so even though it's available, that might be one of the last upgrades I do within the chassis department. Anyway, with the aerodynamics, once I've got this one done, and hopefully it will work straight off the bat, so it will be available at the next race at Bahrain, then of course this one, then I have a few more minors, and I will do all 5 of those. And then of course I'll have nothing but majors and ultimates again. Whether I will be able to afford to do all of those this season is doubtful, especially as I say I'm also doing chassis upgrades as well. So I mean, this could be a bit of a long-term thing. I'll be doing this throughout season 3 and season 4. Of course, my plan for season 4 is to start looking at other teams. So yeah. Anyway, enough of that guff. The engine is coming along quite nicely actually. The highest wear is 34% on the turbocharge, which isn't bad. The gearbox is at 29, that's okay. So yeah, the car is doing quite well. You can see in the vehicle performance comparison there, I'm now ahead of Haas and Toro Rosso. I'm very close to Williams. This upgrade that I've got coming for Bahrain might move me ahead of them. Then I got a bit of a gap before I get to Renault. So my target for this season is to get ahead of Renault. I think I can do it, but it's not going to be easy. Anyway, on the qualifying one.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China.
That's great. Right, now we'll go straight to track. The weather for qualifying looks to be pretty good, but the weather for the race does not. It's going to start dry, but rain will come along later. It's good of it. You cunt. I don't know who that is, but I fucking hate him. It's a Haas driver, so yeah. Now, if you saw my video of the Australian Grand Prix, you will have seen that I had quite a hard time getting a decent setup in Australia. That hasn't happened here. I have actually found what I think is a fucking good setup for this circuit. Of course, one fuck up I made was that I didn't show you the setup I had in Australia. And considering that I'm now having to go into setups in quite a major way, it would have been quite handy for me to do that. But no, I didn't. So once I got my banker lap set up for here, and of course my settings are now locked in, I'll show you the setup that I'm using here. But I have to say they are working really well with this McLaren Honda. It handles a lot better than it did in Australia. We'll change up to Mix 4 because we're about to start qualifying.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel. Pit within 2 laps.
Okay, now they haven't given me a lot of fuel here. Oh, fucking what was that? I couldn't have fucked that up more if I tried. I'm going to have to give this a fucking second go. Because that first lap is going to be horrendous. Well, we'll see what the time is. If it's below, or if it's in the 139s, I'll be alright with that. If it's not, and let's face it, after that fucking start, I highly doubt it will be, then I'll do a second lap. But anyway, as I was saying, and then completely disproving, the setup I've got for this circuit, it handles really well, the speed is good, the acceleration is good. It's everything that it wasn't in Australia, and yet I won in Australia, although I did have a lot of luck on my side. The only reasons I won in Australia was because firstly Raikkonen got held up for a while, and secondly that's a shit lap, but I haven't got enough fuel to do another lap. I've got to come back in. Anyway, yeah, the only reason I won in Australia was because Raikkonen got held up, and the safety car really helped out. So anyway, so this is the setup I'm using. it's not going to let me show. Okay, yeah, so I can show it, but I can't do anything with it. First of all, I've got to increase that fucking fuel load. Yeah, if I put five laps in. So front wing.
So far is a 1 minute 40.6.
So yeah, aero then wing is at 3.4, which is higher than I usually have it, but it is still pretty low. Transmission then, so differential adjustments are set thus 72 and 70. Suspension geometry, I know a lot of players just seem hell bent on bunging it at one extreme and then the other. I think front and rear camber they have at the max, and then front and rear toe they put at the minimum, and that just wasn't working for me. With this setup, my car is actually running very, very low. And likewise with the suspension there, front ride height and rear ride height are all both down at 3, and yeah, which makes it great in dry conditions. In wet conditions it's a bit of an unknown quantity, but I have a feeling in wet conditions it's going to be pretty shit. Brakes aren't changed that much from the default. Tyre pressures like so.
You're doing
And
a
then
great
weight
job. We're much higher up the field than we expected to be.
weight distribution, ballast. I think the default is either 5 or 6, so I haven't increased it by very much. But I find it handy to have it more towards the rear than to the front. At Monaco, I usually had that way up in at 11. So at Monaco I'm often oversteering like fuck, but I need it just to try and get around fucking Lowe's hairpin. But anyway, that is the car setup that I have. So yeah, we're okay there. Right, we'll exit that. See where we are. It looks like we are in 4th. Well, if I'm ahead of Grosjean, Hulkenberg, I mean, let's face it, it's not a good lap at all. It's utter shite. Thanks entirely to that complete fuck up I made in Sector 1. My Sector 2 and 3 times are both purple. And by a nice distance, actually, compared to some. Over a second faster in Sector 3 than Vettel, Hamilton, Raikkonen. So my Sector 3 time is great, my Sector 2 time is pretty good, but my Sector 1 time was such a fucking abortion. I mean, look at it. Nearly, it's 2.5 seconds slower than Hamilton. So who hasn't gone out? Well, Bottas hasn't gone out yet. I really don't want to do a second lap, not in Q1. I should be able to get through Q1 no problem. So I'm not going to. Let's hope for the best and see if this can get me through. Well, there we are. It did get me through. It was a dreadful time, so I qualified 8th. Well, I say qualified. I finished 8th in Q1. Alonso's 9th. So in fact he was only what? Yeah, less than 800ths of a second slower than me. So those out are Verline, Ericsson, Stroll. They're the usual suspects. Massa I wasn't expecting to be out that early, but he is. Magnussen going out in Q1 is nothing new. Okay, time for Q2. trying to do this with a fag on the go. This should be good.
We have a car leaving.
So some cunts out ahead of us. Can't see who he is. Probably a fucking Haas again. Right. Yeah, that's how you take turn 1. Not via the fucking grass like I did in my time lap. So getting around that corner, in seasons 1 and 2, okay, I was able to get around it, but I was never able to take it that tight. I was always wide of the apex. Here, I'm hitting the apex no problem. So yeah, the settings feel good. And if I can actually do a lap where I'm not on the grass at some point, the time should show that the settings are good. So it's Grosjean again. That cunt is probably going to fucking hold me up. So I'm going into max now. Mix 4. And hopefully I can catch him by the end of the fucking straight. Well, I've caught him, but of course I caught him at the worst fucking time, because now I'm going to be right close by him throughout this whole fucking lap. I've got to try and take him around turn 1. That's assuming I don't fuck up turn 1 again. I had to put the brakes on a bit there. He's compromising the lap a bit. I think I can take him on the hairpin here though. Yep, I fucked his lap up a bit, but I don't give a fuck. Alright, this feels a bit better. Some other cunt up ahead, don't know who it is. Very slow out of there. I really hate that last hairpin there. And I'm not a big fan of this circuit anyway, but 138.553. Yeah, I'm alright with that. It's not the best lap I've done in qualifying setup. But it should certainly be good enough to get me into Q2,
So far,
Q3 rather.
Is a 1:38.5.
Yeah, again, I'm slowest in the top 4 around sector 1, but again, I was compromised somewhat. But sectors 2 and 3, not as far ahead as I was in Q1, but then, you know, Vettel, Raikkonen, Bottas, Hamilton, when he eventually shows up on the timings here, none of them were running mix 4 in Q1. They were all doing it in just mix 2. In fact, they may even only be using mix 3 for this, which means my time doesn't suddenly doesn't look quite so great. Let's see what this cunt's doing. He's just started his time lap. Got out on soft tyres. Fucking prick. So at the speed trap, he's only 14th fastest. His tyre choice won't have helped with that. So he's done 26.1 in the first sector. That's not a good time. That's slower than me. So he's surely going to be slower than me around the whole lap. He doesn't look like he's going particularly quickly. In case you're wondering, yes, I am doing this just so that I'll finish with fag. 30.6 for Sector 2 means he's slower than the entire top 4. So he's looking like he's going to be in 5th at best. Yeah, there you go, 5th. 1 minute 40. He must have taken that all in mix 2. If he was in mix 3 or 4, he'd be going a hell of a lot quicker than that. Anyway, well, that has me convinced that I've done enough to get through to Q3. Let's see what happens. Yep, indeed it was. So the good news for me is that Alonso has also made it to Q3. See, Alonso's, he's a bit like the Force Indias of last season. His one lap pace is good enough. I mean, he's getting him into Q3, you know, twice in 2 races now in this season. But during the race, he just drops through the fucking field. So who's out then? Palmer, Kvyat, Sainz, Grosjean, Perez. I'm a bit surprised that Perez didn't make it through. Okay, time for Q3. So this is the big one. Oh, you fucking cunt.
It's anything terminal, but it is going to take some time to investigate and repair.
So I'm now going to lose out on more than half the time. So let's skip the repair time. I'm hoping everyone's come back in. But I've now got, well, normally I only have one stab at it, but this time I genuinely do only have one stab at it. If I fuck up at tough shit, I cannot go out again. Yes, as you can see, the team want me to qualify in 14th. Well, obviously I'm going to do better than that, but that's a fairly high position that they want me to qualify in compared to usual. Usually they are happy for me to finish or start the race in 17th. So again, no problem getting around the hairpin there. But the final hairpin at the penultimate corner, that's a different matter. I just cannot get that hairpin right. What's the betting? All the cars will be coming out just as I get to the start-finish straight. So I'm able to reach 202 mph in just mix 2. So we're up to mix 4. Let's see what we can do with what is hopefully a clear track. Yes, I did see that, by the way. Fucked that fucking corner again. Not as badly as I did in Q1, but it still wasn't good. So you know what, coming out of this sort of time isn't so bad. I've guaranteed a clear track. So I've gone purple in sector 1. And purple in sector 2. I thought I'd made a right fuck up of sector 1. I have gone a bit slow around that corner there, so I know I can go quicker. So not quite 206 at that on the long straight, but it's not a bad speed. Over the line at 137.1.
So far. Well done.
More than happy with that. I don't know if I will have time. No, I won't. I wanted to show you the weather for tomorrow. There you go. After 20 minutes, heavy rain. And then it clears up.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3 are a McLaren, Vettel and Valtteri Bottas.
Oh, I've just seen the times there.
Complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
1.9 seconds ahead of the second placed car. 2 seconds plus ahead of car third place. Fucking hell. Okay, so I've got a decent setup alright, but it almost looks like my setup is too fucking good. I get the impression that this race is not going to be as close as the one in Australia. Anyway, there we go. Alonso, at least he didn't finish 10th, 9th. In fact, he wasn't that far off being as high as 7th. Oh, so that's the grid then for the race. Let's get the R&D points, which should be about 100, maybe 105. Yep, 105. So I had 233. Not enough to do anything with them. So where do they want me to finish in the race?
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
10th. Frankly, after seeing my qualifying pace there, if I finish anywhere other than first, I will consider it a disaster. So yeah, engine's all looking fine. Gearbox at 31%. Well, it's as good as I could hope for. So yeah, well, based on that qualifying result, I think yeah, the win is very likely, shall we say. Anyway, well, I guess there's no better time to find out than now, except it isn't now for me. So as far as you're concerned, here comes the race.
I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver.
Oh, fuck
We're
off,
almost
I've
ready
heard
to
that
go
thing
then.
so
This is
many
what the
times.
starting grid looks like for today's race. It's McLaren in pole position then, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Kimi Raikkonen and Ricciardo, Verstappen, Ocon, Alonso and Nico Hülkenberg, Perez, Grosjean, Carlos Sainz and Kvyat, Palmer, Magnussen, Felipe Massa and Lance Stroll, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Right, so here we are then with the race. It's the next day. I'm fucking cold, which is why I got my fucking dressing gown on and my slippers on, and I'm barely stopping short of putting gloves on. Yeah, the main thing is that fucking hurting like hell. Oh. So this should be interesting. Right, now I know that there is going to be rain or heavy rain by about 20 minutes. So that will be about lap what? About lap 12, maybe 13. So the tyre strategy is utterly pointless because, okay, yes, you can see there we've got heavy rain due around that time, but yeah, we got light rain due quite early. And I very, very much doubt that that light rain is very far away. I would expect that to be here by something like lap 4. So the pit stops are going to be entirely down to yeah, on the fly. There's no point setting a pit stop strategy here. One thing I am going to change though is fuel load. Currently have 28.9 laps. Right, I think I need to increase that a bit. When I say a bit, I mean a lot. That fuel load is for a dry race. This is not going to be a dry race, and you use up far more fuel in a wet race than you do in a dry. So my car is going to be seriously heavy with fuel. I've got the maximum I can carry, but I need it. Thankfully, my car is so much quicker than everybody else, ridiculously so. I mean, I was 1.9 seconds ahead of Vettel, who's second on the grid, for fuck's sake. So it shouldn't hurt me too much. Shouldn't. Oh, well, here we go. So going to mix 1. Hit the revs. Here we go. Alright, we're moving. I did get some wheel spin. We're up in the mix 3. As you can see, I've been hit from behind. Oh, fuck that. I mean, alright. Who the fuck hit me? That cunt fucking Hamilton. Oh, fucking hell, I didn't mean to flashback from there. Right, I've got to restart it. I can't fucking... I'm not fucking putting up with that bollocks. So, right, okay, well, fuel load is the same. Right, let's try that again. Into mix 3. And I've been hit again! For fuck's I'm in the ridge a lot quicker this time. Well, I've been hit, but at least this time no fucking cunts took me out.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
Fucking
Slow
hell.
down. Maintain positive delta.
Well, now...
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
I reduced it ages ago. Shut the fuck up. Well, now all the extra fuel I put in is being saved. So that was a fucking good idea. What the fuck was going on with that start? Every time it was just everyone barging every fucking cunt you could see. Twice I got taken out to the extent where it was like, fuck this, I'm restarting. I mean, okay, the start at Australia was bollocks up,
Okay,
but
we're through the start phase. Now let's build on it.
how the fuck am I supposed to build on it? We've got the safety car out. In fact, I just realised I'm still in rich mix. Turn it down
Drop
to...
your speed. Our delta is too low and we'll risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
I'm trying to keep up with fucking Vettel, so I've got to go a bit quick. Right, now we can just catch up with the safety car who's on the other side of the bullshit section, which is what I call this area. So we've done a full lap. I haven't seen any sign of what has brought the safety car out. There it is. You may also have noticed I finally got the mini-map showing there's spots of rain. It's arrived as early as lap 2. Anyway, yeah, I've got the full mini-map of the circuit showing. I can't see where Alonso is. I've got no fucking clue. It should be showing him in yellow, but it isn't. So yeah, I've got no idea where he is. Now the safety car's out, but look, I'm in P2 of 20, so all the cars are still in. So what the fuck is the safety car doing out? This race is already pissing me off. I hate races that start off in the dry and then get wet anyway. I hate the Chinese Grand Prix circuit, and this has just been fucking bollocks right from the start. This is not going down as one of my favourite races. And because I don't edit out my fuck-ups, I've now... It's going to make me look like I'm the sort of cunt who, you know, oh, I crashed, right, I've got to restart it again. Oh, fucking hell, what the fuck was he doing there? Right, well, with this rain coming down, at some point, people are going to have to pit for intermediates, but there's no fucking way that anybody would come in now, because they'll end up last. How long is this fucking... I was saying it in the Australian race when the safety car came out there. I fucking hate the safety car feature because you can't do fuck all. And it stays out far too long. I mean, if I was doing, you know, full race distance, we'd have 4 laps of this. Hopefully, this will only be 2 laps, which is still fucking long enough. I'm half amazed that I'm not being hit by anyone again. Because of course, my car is going to be
We're
very...
considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
It depends on when they want me to come in. No fucking way. I'm not coming in on lap 3. I will choose when I want to come in. Oh, fuck it. I haven't got any wing damage to repair, so...
Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
I had Hamilton almost overtaking me there. Right, so safety car is in this lap. And of course Vettel's backing everyone up. My car is so fucking heavy from the fuel load that I'm probably going to have all sorts of cunts fucking ramming into me again.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Thing is, when do I come in for fucking intermediates now? And surely we're going to need them. Well, there's no doubt about it, we are going to need them. But when... You know... surely he's going to take off once he gets round here. Yeah, there he goes.
Alright, we're seeing puddles now, and the dry tyre isn't capable of moving that wall trap away. Looks like we're around the crossover point for the intermediates.
Yeah, in that case, right, we'll come in. I said no to changing the tyres, but it had the fucking thing. I mean, this has just been one fuck up after another. They better give me the right tyres. Yes, they are. Come on, quicker than that. 2.5, too fucking slow. And here we go with the fucking Christian motoring thing, letting everyone past.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled. We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
Have I got out ahead of Vettel? I think I have. So was Hamilton. So Vettel must have had a really shitty pit stop. Well, I got Wehrlein ahead of me. Fucking Sauber is ahead of me.
We're running an excess on fuel. Mix 3 is there if you need it. Mix 3.
We're running an excess of fuel at the moment, but we won't be for too much longer. Well, I thought this race was going to be boring. It hasn't so far, it's just that it hasn't been boring for all the wrong fucking reasons. So, yeah, I'm fast catching up with the train of cars that didn't come into the pits at the end of the last lap. Oh, fucking hell, another, who's gone off? So Verstappen is out. That, I don't think that'll be a mechanical failure. That's big.
Fernando has come into the pits.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, everybody who was ahead of me has come into the pits. Anyway, yeah, that wasn't a mechanical failure. I think that was him sliding off. So there we go. I am now in the lead. So that must have been a dreadful pit stop that Vettel had, because he was passed by 2 people in the pits. Now, my setup, which was fantastic in the dry, but almost too good, is not so good in the wet, to put it mildly. So, yeah, this could be interesting. AI drivers are ludicrously conservative when it comes to driving in the wet. So I shouldn't have too much difficulty there. The difficulty will come from particularly the low ride height that I have on the car and the possibility of aquaplaning. Fucking hell, made a right bollocks up like that. And surprise, surprise, I take the bollard down. I always end up doing that at some point. I'm amazed I did it as late as lap 5.
Fastest lap of the race so far. Our gap to our teammate is 20.5 seconds.
You know, so we're way ahead of Alonso. Mind you, there seems to be the 3 of us on our own, and then there's an enormous gap to 4th place. No idea who's in 4th, but I think we can assume it's either Bottas or Raikkonen. Now in the dry, that hairpin is quite easy, especially with the setup I've got. But yeah, in the wet, it's a whole different fucking matter. But I've taken that corner a bit wider, do you think? I'm not exactly pulling away from Hamilton and Vettel. But the 3 of us are pulling away from everybody else in the field.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
153.9 is hardly a fast lap time though. This race is going to go on for a fucking age. And this rain looks like it's coming down a lot heavier. So it looks like the heavy rain is here. How long is it going to be before we need full wets? I'm not sure the intermediates are going to be enough. If they call me in for full wets, I'll change to them straight away.
We think there's a viable strategy
Here we
change
go.
available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
Yep.
Copy that. Say that again, we're having trouble receiving.
That's because I said something while I was pressing the... So we have to change the strategy. We are coming in for full wets at the end of this lap. This is where I am now really glad that I absolutely filled the car up with fuel. I mean, my grip's not terrible, but well, it's not fantastic either. It's around here that I always seem to lose
We're
it.
reaching the point where you're going to start aquaplaning with those tyres. We think you're alright for now, but it might not be long before we switch to the full wets.
Did he just say that? So I've come in, Hamilton's come in, Vettel's come in, so it's definitely full wets.
Go, go, go.
2.1, that's not a bad stop at all. The other 2 are still changing theirs. I mean, look how, well, everybody else is coming in as well, so So even though this is only lap 9, I was able to come in, change tyres and come out and stay in first place. That's how slow everyone...
Has just pitted.
That's how slow everyone's going around this fucking circuit. If this was a genuine Grand Prix, it would now be red flagged. But of course, there are no red flags in this game. So we've got to carry on going through this fucking bullshit. Lap 9, only another 19 laps to go, including the one, well, plus the one I'm on. Oh joy. I'm pretty sure this video is going to be quite heavily edited.
Okay, distance to teammate, 41.8 seconds.
I'm fucking sliding about all over the place. See, the settings, the dry settings I've got, they're just not working very well in the wet at all. So I could struggle here. Well, Diva Cunt is still pretty closely followed by other Diva Cunt.
We're expecting the rain to get better in around 5 minutes. Light rain in 5 minutes time.
We can't get much fucking worse. Yeah, so I have a feeling, you know, that German Diva Cunt might overtake British Diva Cunt pretty soon, actually. I also think that British Diva Cunt is holding up German Diva Cunt, and so yeah, if he does get past him, he's probably going to start catching me up.
A few teams seem to be putting intermediates on now. Come in and switch over if you need to.
No teams have changed any tyres in fuck knows how many laps. Not one. I mean, I can set it so that it will be
We're
intermediate when I
considering
come in.
switching to an alternate
Right, here we go.
strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
You would fucking ask me here, wouldn't you?
Fernando has come into the pits. Copy.
Yeah, I'll come into the pits at the end of this lap. Okay, now there's a whole fucking slew of cars in the pits now. Can't see which one of them is alongside. What the fuck were they waiting for? 3.9 seconds to do a fucking tyre change, you fucking useless cunts.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
certainly feels like I'm going a lot faster.
You're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Yeah, will I then be able to change the dries? I doubt it. Ten more minutes, that will put us to about lap 22. How long will it be before the track dries? We'll have another 6 laps after that.
Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right time for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions.
Yeah, I'm not making that mistake again. I did that in Malaysia in season 2. I came in way too early for dries. And I had something like about a 45-second lead over Verstappen. Within 2 laps, he'd overtaken me.
We're expecting you in around 2 laps, and we'll be putting you on the intermediate tyres.
It is still raining, so I suppose the intermediates, I suppose I'll have to. Now, if you were thinking that I had put in way too much fuel at the start of this race, have a look at the fuel amount now. My fuel mix is plus 4.9. At the start of the race it was plus 6 point something, and then of course we had the safety car as well. So now you're seeing why I put so much extra fuel in. You burn so much more than you do in a dry race. If I'd put in the usual amount that I do, which is about 2.2 extra laps, it would now be touch and go as to whether or not I had enough fuel to get through to the end of the race. Whereas, well,
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
We've got 8 laps to go. Now the thing is, when the grip on the intermediate starts to go off, it really does drop off. But I mean, tyre wear is at 19%. That's the highest of anyone. So there's no fucking point in coming in to change them yet.
Your pit window is now open.
It's far too fucking early. I'll see what the other 2 behind me do. If they come in either this lap or the next one, or it'll be the next one, I'll come in after them, but yeah, I'm not coming in this lap. Not exactly the biggest shock that the first 2 back markers I come up against are Wehrlein and Stroll. teams, they're all involved in their own fucking battle. So I was just taking them both together. Let's see what the two divas do. Lack of blading there. No, they've not come in either. I thought it was a ridiculous call.
Looks like it's probably about time we change tyres. It's a bit of a crossover period for sure, but the longer we stay out, the worse it's going to get.
It's too early for drive.
It's dropping back by about 3/10 of a lap. We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
You always fucking ask me at the worst possible fucking time. Right, what do they want?
Confirmed. Okay, the gap behind is 18.1 seconds.
If this doesn't work, I can blame the pit crew. Well, the track isn't looking too bad. I might get away with this.
Fernando has just pitted.
Looks like there are quite a few other cars who are coming in for, are they all coming in for dry weathers? Are they all changing the slicks? I mean, at least I'm coming in for the hardest compound of slicks, which is by far the right thing to do. You don't want too soft a compound, but you don't want any soft compound, you want the hardest available. Because it is still damp. Yeah, everyone else looks like they're changing the slicks as well. What the fuck is wrong with my shitty pit stop?
Release.
3.9. It was shit last time as well. I'm supposed to have the best fucking pit crew.
No more scheduled pit stops.
Yeah, it's a good fucking job because I seem to have a pit crew who are incapable of fucking changing tyres. Okay, well it seems like the grip is there. So now my car setup should start to come alive. Fucking hell, not if I drive like that, it won't. So I've gone purple in sector 2. I suppose that shouldn't really come as any big surprise. See how much faster I can actually go now. I've still got to fucking pass Ericsson as well. Well, that answers that question. 2.5 seconds up already, and this is only sector 1. fuck it. That means I can't overtake. I think I got away with that just. Just come out of the yellow flag zone as I passed Ericsson. There you go, 11.4 seconds faster. That's more like it. So much for that. Okay, now what's Perez doing all the way down here? Get out of the fucking way! Compromising my fucking lap all over the fucking place. Yeah, that's the result. Yeah, everyone's going faster now. So, well, that looks like Raikkonen must be way down the order. Get out of the fucking way! Fucking cunt.
This lap of the race. Keep this up.
I did it by staying entirely in mix 2. I haven't gone into mix 3 since the part way through the first lap. I'm not going to go into mix 3 either. I want to keep the wear on the engine down, so yeah, not using mix 3, well, hardly at all in the race. Go some way towards, you know, keeping the engine sweet. pretty good as well. 8/10 up
We have
on
5 laps of fuel
previous
remaining.
fastest lap, which was mine.
This is your final lap of the race.
I'm not sorry that this is a final lap. This race has been fucking bollocks. German diva cunt has finally got past British diva cunt.
Our gap behind is 17.6 seconds.
There we go then, final corner, and there we are. That is the race win, and it couldn't have come at a better
That's a
time
race
because,
win. You've really been great today.
oh god.
So, another fantastic victory for McLaren today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Oh yeah, that half a lap that the safety
Our
car
drivers are
wasn't
making their
out
way out
for.
the podium celebrations. And
made
it's
all
going
the
to be
difference.
McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Felipe Massa.
Massa, yeah.
For me, that was an outstanding performance that drew on every bit of his not unsubstantial experience.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Alright, I've got to do this quick because I am, I gotta rush. So there you go, right, that's the constructors, there's the Drivers' Championship, that's the Chinese Grand Prix, see you later.